Swagger say differ.
Differ, my style just...
Differ.
Welcome once and once, you don't know. Unscripted is back again. Yet another fresh episode. Joined by the illustrious international reggae dancehall superstar Craig T. K.
Salute.
Yo.
Voice of generations.
Yeah, apparently.
Big voice, Rodney Campbell.
Hi.
Yeah?
That's the way you go?
That's how you go into
Holy Baba is me. Holy Baba is me.
No, you go there again.
Okay, keep. Make we retire that one.
Yeah, no, use that one anymore.
You're surprised. You know.
Let it go.
Yeah, man, keep. Leave it alone. Make it rest. And of course, I'm Koffy. Just Koffy.
It in a ad though, but
Leave it alone.
So
We're... Yeah, really can't help himself. We are yet again for another week, another fresh episode. If you've never seen the show before, you probably won't know what Unscripted is about. So
Count your blessings.
No.
Never see it.
yeah, man.
You're missing out if you've never seen the show before. What this is?
I'm there, man. This will go out.
Yeah, man. One by one.
If you're there for the madness, one by one.
Count the blessing.
One by one. Come up with it. It's what I talk about. It's a group of neurodivergents. And we get together every so often. Neurodivergents. People with mental issues.
Neuro.
Well, I'll put that on the screen. No worry.
Diversity.
Neuro University. Yeah. We forward as a collective, we all apart, we have a proper conversation. Oftentimes our views will differ. However, we are able to respect each other and say, your viewpoint might be different from mine. How we can move forward. So what you get is many different opinions, many different vibes, many different ideas, and this week will be no different.
Right.
Fair enough.
I want to start with the past few days. Anything interesting happened? Anything we want to share? Any highlights of our lives?
I will share during the podcast because this topic is runs congruently with it.
Okay.
Yo.
Be a big word.
Well,
Put that one up on the screen.
Nobody can look at me again and tell me, well, boy, bro, you draw some words more. No. I'm good. Congruent.
Yeah.
As in opposite, incongruent. Nice.
There's only one thing I will share. And when I get no promotion, when I get no payment for this, just have to say, big up Last in Time for what they did for the music industry. I believe the show was
a
beautiful experience.
I agree.
I believe the show was a beautiful experience.
Let me say that first.
And it did put reggae music in the heart of Kingston, and the people could enjoy it, bro. When the music
but it's
stopped.
interesting that you should bring that up, though.
Isn't it
How
really
come?
sad, though?
Because I agree with you, but what prompted it? Just appreciation?
Yeah, it's just
cool.
something that happened recently, and I was like, we never get to talk about this, so
that's cool.
Let me just mention it, because there was a particular moment when Chronix had a little sound issue, and the audience, bro, did a sing the man's songs, and didn't just sing one. You know what I mean? It was like goosebumps. If you were there to experience it, trust me, one of those moments you just said, reggae music definitely
I'm so very happy for the fact that nobody talked about an incident.
Nope.
Not even traffic in, traffic out.
I was about to say that.
Everything was great. And you know what's sad about that? That for something that is one of the greatest cultural pieces of expression around the world, our music and its presentation, that we have to look at one show and highlight it as one of the greatest we've seen because of how shitty the rest of the business as presented.
You know, say a fucker. Big fucker, man. Why you have a big one thing? One man find the one. I didn't say it to them.
No.
I didn't say it.
Because
everybody had wonderful things to say. I don't know why that's bad.
No,
bad.
No, because while everybody united around the perfection of the production, they then say, oh, it would be so great if everybody could take a page out of the book of Lost in Time and put on something like this. Is where the rest of people them who are put on show all this time are come from. It's shown us say, we don't rate the culture.
I agree with that.
We've been just showcasing,
ripping,
for making sure say the bank
I agree.
work well.
Yeah, most people try cut costs.
Let us get to a point where Lost in Time and every other show is an equal bar about things keep.
I don't think that is
somehow the need for wheel and run away, not even wheel and forward.
No man, but there are many very successful.
Yeah, there are, especially in recent times. There have been a lot of shows that I've been to where the traffic flow has been good, the bar staff has been sufficient. So
we're going big. We're going big and big and big. And I'm only saying
we're improving.
Let's take the path of growth.
They have taken their attention to what works.
Yeah, man.
All right.
For sure. And for what it's worth, big them up. Big up all the patrons who
and
come
the performance them, by the way. No one run on and 3 songs. And run off and one bag of Ray and man I call up him and him 50 friend them from round at one part. It was completely great, and I really think there are people who can get it done. Many of the shows that don't work all include a lot of people who can get it done. So it's not that we don't have the talent. Nobody went to Northern Africa or somewhere off the equator to find the people to do this production. We all have the people who can get it done. We just need to respect the craft and pay those who come to show up and do the work in every way. The sound man, the man of the estate, everybody.
100%.
Just
pay the security
anyway,
to them.
The proceeding was brought to you in part by Lost in Time. Search for it, you'll find it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me take a second though. So big up the promoters them out there when doing it. At the end of the day, without the platforms that you create, we would not have this industry that we have.
Yep.
So I find it very disingenuous to sit and criticize, because I've been in the situations where, you know, not everything work out, and it's how we pull together to get things done is really the crux of the matter. What is important is that we understand that there's several moving parts to make this vehicle that we call the reggae music industry move, and once we work together, we will be able to get it done. So
I agree with you.
We
There's a reason them don't use Pro Box to make Land Rover.
And it's not, yes, but a Land Rover is not necessarily better than a Great Wall Motors vehicle. And that is what people need to understand and appreciate. What is important is that it gets done and gets done well. It's not about the money. It is about the product and the value.
And the respect for product
and the value. Respect for time as well. Time, product, value.
Output, the works. And so what is promised.
These things are extremely important. So now beat nobody, because I know what it takes to put on these things. And it's a lot. So kudos to Protege and the team for sure, 100%.
For sure.
For delivering what they promised.
But big up also to the ones that deliver more than them promise at times. Big up also to the ones that deliver maybe a little less than what they promised, but against all odds. All odds.
Yes, and big up lastly to those who haven't fallen short in the past. Continue.
And improve.
To recognize the need for improvement and putting things in place.
Yeah, but not call the name, because I think that will crush somebody's ego.
Yeah.
So look at something like Reggae Sumfest. Like let's not, we have to continue, because a lot of times I hear people talking about not fully enjoying that show, but that show has grown every single year. It is better and better and better and better.
Sumfest.
The execution,
Yeah, man.
The execution is better, the presentation is better, the production is better. Everything here. Something must be said for things like that.
Absolutely.
Well, that's a staple in time, you know.
To be honest with you.
No, but what does it require to be a staple?
At that size.
It is very hard.
Most shows at that size in Jamaica are no longer, they no longer exist.
Exactly. So
They no longer exist.
And that's because of the risks associated. I mean, we saw what happened
Money.
with we're going
money.
down the road there. We're going down the road there because we
That's-
see what happened with jazz and blues. You know?
That's money.
We see what happened with jazz festival.
That's
okay,
money.
so no,
That's
I'm
money.
glad you mentioned that.
That's
See,
money.
understand
Look at jazz and blues. Jazz and blues used to go off without hitches.
Of course.
And
It was very smooth. It was
used
a
to
lovely
be that-
experience.
Look at
But at the end of
Paris
the
and
day-
Buju show at the end of the year. What's the name? Intimate. Look at
Yeah,
Intimate.
yeah.
It's like go off without it. Yeah, fucker, man. You can't say no different.
Oh.
Yeah, man. Yeah, but can you pick up them show that you're going like
No,
that's
no.
some of the greatest thing.
But
that
hold on, hold
since
on.
sliced bread. It was a very good show.
No,
You said the rest of them. You said the rest of them shitty. You said that.
I never said that.
And that you said.
No, I can bet
Rewind
you.
it.
I can bet
No,
you.
nothing said that.
I can bet you. No, I can bet you. I said to you, it is sad that we are hold up one thing because so many of the others drop the catch. Whereas we should, at this stage, not be trying to highlight something for its excellence above all others, but we should see, no, only those who can't catch a standard.
You see, this is one of the points.
Different thing.
You see, we talk about it in the intro. This is the point where we have to agree for disagree. The truth is, it was a good show, and there are many other good shows.
Don't run me from the critique because of the beauty. All right.
You see what that? You see, this right here, so perfect segue for us to go into our main topic this week. Because the main topic this week is about the ego. And what we have genuinely displayed just now is how one's ego can be tested, one's ego can be put on display, or one's ego can be subdued for just the sake of better sense or better camaraderie.
The man choose the subdued route in a bad man.
We just talk about 3 different types of displays of the ego, right? No?
So.
You just want to choose the subdued part.
I live
No,
on
remember him have one word where
He can't help himself.
for every each of the
So right now, subdued for the rest of the episode.
I live on the 5th floor.
But the truth is, I think we want to talk about ego. And when I say ego, it's not a bad thing. Your ego is not the villain in any situation. I believe that anybody, and I think the last week we talked about ambition. And I believe ambition and ego are intertwined.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because if I think about ambition, my ambition is to aspire to something greater. If my ambition is to aspire to something greater, what makes me believe that I am worthy of something greater is that little thing inside that you say, you're bigger than that little space. Say you can do a nicer thing. Say you can do more for yourself. You can do more for your family. Isn't that your ego motivating you?
Not in my mind, but
What
I don't
is-
know if Craig thinks that's...
I could be wrong, but I more know what you think.
No,
Craig, quiet for now.
that thing that allows you to want more is not an ego. Whether you get more or don't get more, how you feel about having achieved more or not, might now start to bruise your ego. But your
ego.
your drive is not ego unless it's driven specifically with the intention to use getting there over somebody or if all it
Ego.
is to get there.
Ego.
So-
Noun.
But
Plural.
it's not
Hold on.
I'm not looking at it from a competitive standpoint.
Let
But
me
you-
give you the dictionary definition.
Which
Because many people are-
dictionary it is?
This is the Oxford.
Old Oxford? Oh, okay.
Oxford website.
The I or self of any person. A person as thinking, feeling, and willing, and distinguishing itself from the selves of others and from objects of its thoughts.
There you go. The I.
The
So
I.
I never want to look
Yeah.
at it. I never want to.
Self-esteem, self-image, feelings.
Yes.
The enduring conscious element that knows experience.
Yeah.
That is an ego.
All of those things are elements of your ego. Yes.
Mm.
Right.
So when I'm saying that,
Cannot be
if
a
I
bad
aspire
thing.
for more, That is me looking at where I am right now. And I say,
how you feel about aspiring more?
It cannot be a bad.
Speak to your ego.
I don't want to say it cannot be a bad thing.
No, it speaks to your ego when you're how you feel about what you achieve. But in getting there, it don't have to be an ego that did carry you there in the first place.
No. I'm not saying your ego will take you there.
Right.
I'm talking about the cases where your ego is not the villain, where your ego is prompting you to do good things and to aspire for more and want more and be better. So what I do is I remove it because the word ego is oftentimes seen as a bad thing.
I'm challenged.
Do you know what the best thing about an ego is?
Tell me.
Its ability to make a choice between being able to do the worst thing and the best thing, and the ability to simply choose the middle.
Yeah, you know, say your conscience that.
It is the ego.
Yeah.
My ego determines that I can kill you right now. And I choose not to, because I have the ability to make my ego check itself than
so
make it run out.
So yeah, fast
and
forward.
do something else.
Yeah, fast forward. I want to think about a scenario. What's one scenario where we can say our ego has helped and not hurt? One scenario where your ego has been beneficial. Craig, you're artist. That's supposed to be relatively
But I've
easy.
never done anything that my ego hasn't been initially responsible for.
Yeah, so perfect.
Everything.
So you can give us a few examples. I mean, we're talking to you, and we probably don't understand it.
I think that it is the voice inside that drives you. I think that it causes everything. So for me to get up and come here to record this is my ego tell me to do it. You know, it is my inner consciousness, myself, my being.
My me.
Yeah. My I.
and your
These
ego,
are different.
your
Yeah,
ego
your eye.
You have an eye, you have
Actually,
a me, you
you have two eyes.
Yeah, so you have so I mean it's so many, it's very complex, you know, but it's very simple, you know, because there's a Craig Thompson, there's a Craig T, there's a Craig, I have several different personalities that have other names as well. We don't need to know all of those things, but all of them are controlled and all of them are a part of me, but further behind me is I, and it starts.
You know, there's a professional description for all of that. Chronic schizophrenia.
Perhaps.
Like, when the man lists out him 6 personality them a while ago,
I can tell you what they do, what they're responsible for.
You would not hear multiple personality disorder?
I don't know that that the ego and its 6 personalities run along the line of schizophrenia. I just know it's multiplicity of existence. Schizophrenia is when the whole of them manic.
Hey!
Wow.
Hey!
Even have nothing money.
For the first time, Rodney takes something literal. That was humor.
It was? I didn't figure that
Shocking!
Hey!
Shocking!
Yo!
So,
for you to have not seen that one, and then, yeah.
So we reach a place where
blue cup, red cup. Okay.
we're not going down the road there with it today.
Right, yeah.
So we reach a place where we identify that the ego can be a good thing. It's not a bad thing. However, it is often perceived as having an ego or embracing what your ego tells you to do is stereotyped in society as something that is bad. Yes, no, maybe too.
I think that society has figured out a nice system to villainize men. And I think that this whole ego conversation is one of them. It's just like you will hear terms like misogynistic, and you will hear terms like toxic masculinity and things like that. You hear these terms all the time, and I think that it's just one of those systems that is
aggressive.
Is there to make the man more docile and passive.
Yes. Yeah. I can't tell you I disagree with you.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I feel like
when Stacey was here, she kind of touched on it, you know, when she was talking about, you know, a dogfight situation in a room, and you know, men sitting around a conference table going at it and voices raised and going at it, and she was like, you know,
she wants to interject.
Right, but you know,
And I mean,
that's how empires are built.
So in order to, you know, so I don't want to speak too much about because she's not here, but a perspective that I've been hearing over and over is that they would rather if the men were not so aggressive and so, because it feels pointless to them. They would rather if the men were not as aggressive and as forceful in presenting their opinions, that they could present an opinion.
When did this start?
But it's not a.
You know when I value
So
it,
it's like an attempt for all of that too.
I value it when it is a thing from time immemorial. When I have written and understood and read from way back till today that mankind's evolution was built on man's ability to wilt on occasion and to step forward on direction. Is what here some people want to reconfigure the construct, and I said to you, in order for us to have stronger women, we must have weaker men. So that the women can assume a greater role and men can step back so that we can find balance. The people who have advocated for that, good luck, because centuries
You know what's strange?
of
Let me
life
tell you what's strange.
build upon strength of
I
man.
wish.
That's all.
Even though we wouldn't think of it naturally, I wish we had a woman on set today. Because I want to know if women have ego.
absolutely.
Of course they do.
I know that.
Of course they do.
But it is not something that is popularly accepted.
And
They call it emotion.
Me don't know what they call it.
They call our ego aggression.
But you understand what I'm
their
saying?
ego is
You understand what I'm saying? Most times when people talk about ego and people talk about ego, it's man they're talking about.
yeah.
Yeah.
Most people don't associate that word with
And,
No,
what we use the three letters to do is to say your confidence. What is your ego? Your
assertiveness.
your determination. Oh, that's ego. Even your ambition that is driven, as you say in our episode, to say your ability to focus on certain thing. Oh, that's your ego. When women function of the same thing, it is called being focused, knowing what they're doing, blah blah blah, and all this rubbish. Why? Because no.
What's the term?
There is fortune.
It's called being a boss babe.
No. There's fortune to be made from diminishing the ego of man. That's all.
He says
it's
that
called
ego
being
is the energy that makes you go. It is for energy. It's
Zin.
the energy that makes you
So and
And it's
I
deep.
and I will
It's
not.
real.
I will never. And
It's a human existence. It's not a man existence.
So you hit the nail right on the head, my youth, and I'll tell you this. I am in 100% agreement with you. I think the unchecked ego, however, is where we start to see people overinflating themselves and their abilities to the point where it becomes beyond realistic. So I think when you can check your ego, you can say, all right, Koffy, you know what? Within myself, I believe I can build 50 houses, but I'm going to start with one. You know what I'm saying? The unchecked ego will make you start aspire to some things when are realistic. And that is where I think the conversation kind of gets.
You're not born to check your own ego. You know?
No, but you grow to check your own ego. Because through your experience, you realize that certain things.
By certain experience.
Absolutely.
So, I don't immediately feel sad because somebody walked through the door with an unchecked ego that me need to recognize it and clash with it. Because sometimes the space from within which you're forward, you know. Remember, say, the man who grew up in the wilderness of poverty or dispossession or depravity, you know. Once him step into the light of opportunity, it take him a while before him start to understand what the space is. So when him walk back into that same community with the unchecked ego, it take time for somebody of wisdom to say to him, here we go on.
Then Rodney, you know tell me.
This is the wrong good.
Hey,
So,
it's my first job, I give a joke about my first job.
you know,
I quit my first job because I feel like them never did give me enough props, enough ratings. Come here and say, yo, after me forward and me save X amount of money or so and me can see where the business not even I look on some way. I say, yo, at least put a little 20 pack, a little 50 pack for my money now. I feel like they never appreciate me. But that was my unchecked ego, not looking at what happens, what is required to run the business. So me, I feel like the little money where me save, they can put something in my pocket, but the truth is, the little money where me save goes towards building greater infrastructure and expanding the business so more people can get hired. But me not think on a wider scale, me I think from an individualistic standpoint, all me I think is me and me alone. Me lack of experience with an unchecked ego. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So at that point, my never mature enough. I can check my ego and say, all right, Koffy, let's look at the bigger picture before you make such a decision. You understand what I'm saying?
Then if you're immature, bro,
yeah.
or you expect to have a checked ego.
But that,
because your ego and your maturity walk together in school.
Yeah, but you know who can check your ego sometimes?
You understand?
Yeah, everybody have a loved one. Everybody have a loved one who know say can say, yo, you get big headed, slow down. Yo, sometimes you get a little bit ahead of yourself, like pump your brakes. I have the family member that can say, yeah man, anytime I feel like I spiral or I wild out, I have the one family member that will say, youth, check yourself. Nobody gets so self-absorbed in certain things, you know. That is when me can rely upon the voice in my head. So I'm not gonna allow you to put your limitations for me, you know. That's one thing I would absolutely not allow people to do.
Yeah.
I wonder sometimes if it's a fault that we check our own ego. Because I firmly believe that the majority of human beings don't fully fulfill their potential.
Because of fear.
I don't know if it's just fear, but we place restrictions on ourselves sometimes that maybe we shouldn't, you know.
True.
It's very strange for me to be saying this at this time. All right, so when we film this episode is in the middle of Lent, so this Lent I kind of go above and beyond to check my ego.
Mm-hmm.
Not because it was getting out of control yet, but it was at that point where I had to be sure that the impossibilities that I was going
to make possible, mm-hmm.
that they were coming from a pure place. So I don't know if I noticed, but like that's why I'm in a black every day and whatever. I carry my wardrobe right down to neutral colors, so it's only black, white, neutrals.
Mm-hmm.
So, when I'm wearing a jewelry, watch is a tool, it's not really jewelry. And like we have a similar beard and everything. So that's why I'm present like this. But this is not what I've been giving up. What I have given up is the placement of self above all other things. And I have submitted to the introspection and the research of the reasons that truly, deeply drive me instead. And it's a very strange place, a very quiet place, a very lonely place. There's nobody else there. But it actually, I'm using it to prepare myself for a lot of what I believe is coming. You know, so it's like, you kind of just have to make sure it's there.
So is it
stand up firm on my foot?
Or is it a weird place when, by your definition,
mm-hmm.
are you and your ego of the interaction, and you find the middle ground with your ego that allow to shed several different things and take time out to be introspective and retrospective, and is he an ego that, you know, the conscience is at the door watching to see what will evolve from that.
I'm going to show you why it's strange, because as I said, I believe that you should allow your ego to move unchecked at times.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
At times.
Yes, because you need to understand what your full potential really is.
Absolutely.
So you need to let it out. So you have to, so this is what I'm doing now. I'm having this conversation with it now, or with myself now, just to make sure, say, I trust this man. Go where I'm supposed to go. I have to go where I want him can go. So is a lot of that go on, and in this time, well, I can tell you I woke up in some challenges. But first of all, let me just say it plain, I believe I'm failing miserably. Yeah, I believe I'm failing miserably. And it is making me realize how much I was self-absorbed before, even though, you know, to the untrained, they probably would never see it. See him calculated, I see him whatever. But I have a very, 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 very high impression of myself. You know? And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. But I just have to.
It has helped to keep.
I just have to be sure that it's coming from.
You know.
It's coming from the right place. Always, for sure.
So, but the good thing is, you know, that while you say you need to, you found that many of these things in this reflection and introspection make you now think that for quite some time there's a self-absorption that exists. But if your motives and your end result or your journey direction is not aimed at the oppression or suppression of others and their existence or joy, you can, well, not that you can't, but be very careful that you don't start to feel that boy, I focus too much on myself, you know. Me need to probably step back, because in all of this, it's been a lot about me. If you let go a lot of that sometime, you know, you start to don't make guilt of a feeling make you and your ego say a true. Make we slow down a bit.
So where Rodney's going on,
be driven.
And I think you said the same thing in a different way. I think you said it. So cool, you learn to check your ego, but at the same time, you need to understand, say, yo, this is a time where it's okay for me to make my ego run wild and do what it want to do, and whatever the consequence, we have to live with it. You see, you are self-aware enough. You are well aware, conscious of what is happening in here and in here, that you can take the time and you do the work, which is something that I admire, and I must applaud you. You do the work to the point where you can say, wait, you know, say really and truly, even though I felt like I was doing something for somebody here, I was really doing it for myself. Yeah. And now you are learning to balance that, where you can say, oh, am I truly doing it for somebody? Or is this something that just suits me? And this person is just a passenger on the whole journey. You know what I mean? So I applaud you for that. Because what you are doing is balancing the ego, but still maintaining the awareness that we are social beings and the things that we do impacts others.
And as I say, in my head, I'm failing miserably.
Yeah,
but it's a thing.
But we said this on this show before.
Nobody knows. I understand. Yeah,
he mark hard, you know.
Yeah,
Craig and him mirror.
Yeah.
And him ego. Mark hard.
He can hold himself to a high standard.
No,
but that's the only way to achieve it.
No, but that's fine, because guess what? The greatest thing you can say about him is that today, he even more wants a standard or wants a level compared to, say, 20 years ago.
Oh, yeah,
So, and if that mean that boy, him on checklist, that we look and we say, no bro, the 97% the great. He knows the 98 is what it is. By all means, when you mark that. But I don't ever want to see him reach a stage where because somebody else, he was able to surpass them with their 75, that him feel say, you know something, if me never did just focus for myself, maybe them could have achieved maybe the 82. You have to know where within yourself.
That is where I'm moving away from. There was a point in time where I would hold back so as not to overshine or overshadow or, you know, cast a bad light or outdo another person. But I believe that is slowing my growth and my progress.
Was that an account of yourself? Was that an account of you wanting to? So is that a case where you just never want to outshine somebody else or you never want them to feel bad?
Correct.
So now you not wanting them to feel bad, you kind of check or suppress your own ego.
Correct. So yeah, so there was a time. But then there's another side of that, there's a flip side of that is very egotistical as well, you know. Whereas, how do you know
that this person would not also shine or possibly outshine you?
Right.
If you perform that you're as your 100.
Sure that what you have is that much better than that person, or that much greater, or that much, how you know your light that much brighter than that
than
person.
the next person.
How
So
do
you,
you
in
know?
your mind,
Chances are them only just them the jaw that gear they yet.
It could be anything.
And
it could be anything, but that is just it. The thing is too, you know the most interesting thing about the ego, and as you grow and learn life, you start understanding that everything is all a matter of your perception of that same thing. Nothing happens on the outside of you, everything happens on the inside. So how can you not appreciate your ego when it is the only thing on the inside that you can properly identify?
that separates you from everything else.
Yeah, because that's where everything.
That's where you are unique. That's where you are the most uniquely you.
On the inside.
Yeah.
Me always say, on the day of reckoning, for however, wanna say it is, for those who Christian or Muslim or always you say is non-believer. Well, on the day of that reckoning, there is no such thing as is you and some friend, or you and some family. Or the day of reckoning belong to each individual.
Who know?
And yeah, just that's it. So it's all and great for you to walk up and say, here I know, I did so much for everybody. And as you can see, I am now weak and battered, but I am happy to know that I have done so much. And somebody at the gate got stop and say, so why exactly would you have built the houses for other people, giving them your foundation, and now to reach this gate and now without anything? You owe it to yourself. That's why me will always say, it might hurt you to have to look at friends, family, your own children, in order for you to make that move. That sometimes you say, I have done my duty in this part of my life, but I owe it to myself to do these things. And the ego must comfort you enough to say, step forward in good intention. Mm-hmm. Remember, you know, do it spitefully. You know, do it for as you say, outshine or outdo. You know, do it with bad man. You're stepping forward. To deliver your own destiny. Do it because when the day is done.
Are you one?
Are you one?
I think there's one scenario that most of us will be able to quickly draw on and can probably relate to. You ever see a girl that you like and you say, Jaja, I forget that one. And you make a step and she shoot you down. Oi! How you respond to that? Let's not even talk about Craig now. Like Craig no mind. We're talking about 17, 18-year-old Craig, 17, 18-year-old Rodney. You know what I mean? You're there on the plantation and you see a nice little sexy slave pass and you say, hey, massa, Joe. But 17, 18-year-old Rodney.
17, 18-year-old me? The girl me want or the girl me get?
See that?
But it's the same thing.
Ego, so you never get shut down.
I wouldn't say I never
The
get
girl that
shut
shut me down is the
can't-
girl that not good enough for me.
I can't.
That you said the 17, 18-year-old me.
So yo,
Me.
You
Alright, so let
understand?
me tell you. Let me.
that's 'cause how especially
So,
rejection.
in the beginning, in the beginning,
There was
I'm gonna talk.
That about
Genesis, no.
Yeah, alright.
But like we're talking like first form, second form. There was this girl. I didn't really check for yeah. Yeah, she just shot me down.
Publicly?
No.
Mm.
But after that, I can't say that there's been a girl who say I have to get that girl and don't.
How did you handle that girl after that instance? Because typically in Jamaica when me used to, you know, a man called to a girl and say, baby, you're nice, you know, she say, go girl, you're for joy. Go girl,
No
your head sour.
Ego weak.
man. I was
Is
still
it?
for all intents and purposes at that time I never really know love, but as far as me concerned, me love with her same way.
Yeah.
Afterwards. Hurt, but it didn't make her any less of how I saw her.
You never
Any
see
less
her
than
as-
I didn't see her in any less alike than how I saw her before.
You're a better one than I.
Yeah,
I
I
would
wasn't
say.
condemning of her or anything like that. I never did go through none of that at all.
I would
But it just
say.
I said, wait, it must come back around. I said that.
Oh, I live for that, you know.
Yeah, I said that. And you know.
So, however, what I was trying to do in
I'm
this case.
grateful for many of the no's here.
Of course. Father,
God, he knows.
as time progresses, you can say, ooh, I dodged a bullet.
Come here,
here.
think, because you make me start thinking like there, I think no.
Yeah, but what I was trying to pull back on was,
Some of them
you
over
know,
there.
one of those instances where
Better to tell me no too.
something that most people would have been able to relate to, would have probably seen it many times where a man called to a girl and, you know what I mean, she don't give him a forward, say, run her and bun her out and say, hey girl, this say that, what about it?
Ego weak.
You see, all of that is one of the simplest ways of showing how the ego manifests itself in a negative way.
That's immaturity.
Cool.
So
But-
you end up with a weak ego.
And we start, when we start with that, I spoke about the professional instance because we talk about work.
Yeah.
When I try to show something, I try to find something most people can relate to readily. We've seen it, some of us have done it. You know what I mean? I wanted to pull on that for a specific reason.
But the reason why I phrase it the way I phrase it is because like I'm very picky. So it's not like say any woman never go. It's almost
It's
like,
my fault. I need to understand my audience.
Yeah.
So when you talk to girls, you can't use girls'
it's
story.
not
Sorry.
you know,
No. I'm going to speak. Let's talk about creativity, and you are an artist.
Speaking today with
So
former
you
girls.
go someone now.
Former girls.
Alright.
Yeah.
That me can talk about.
So-
some music I'm gonna put out there and say,
And-
yo, I the baddest tune.
And somebody look on it and say, oh, that's shit. And how you respond?
But I'm really buck up people who deal with it so harshly, but it fuck up. It fuck up.
And how you express it?
No, I don't think won't say me lash out. I mean everybody have their own opinion. I'm not gonna lash out like that. I think they're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're wrong. But I'm not gonna lash out. I'm not gonna say, yo, you don't know nothing about music, but
You know?
in my head, I'm like, actually you don't know nothing.
Oh, what? Poor you.
Yeah.
You don't know about
You
music.
figure it out.
I
One
got
man,
6 Grammy away.
one
Move
man
on.
passion, the next man passion, you know. So,
So,
you know.
what I really wanted to highlight or make the audience kind of get a sense of our feeling of is sometimes, you know, is when we see people lash out, it's not necessarily a case where them rude or them hateful or them hurtful. They are probably, them ego probably bruised, and the only way they know to express that is through a verbal assault.
Your ego,
Or sometimes a physical assault.
Yeah, that's
your
that's
ego
a,
more easily bruised when you're immature.
yeah, that's a very low.
Or inexperienced.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because the same thing that used to really hurt your feelings when you hear it at 18. For you to really make that same thing offend you in that same way and elicit the same reaction 20 years, 30 years down the road, it tells me say, I don't really know of a view.
And it come with weight. It come with weight to it.
You know.
The more power you wield and the more weight you carry is the more impact your actions have and your words have. So you don't really waste them. You don't really waste them on things that are insignificant. So like if somebody bruise your ego, you know where it can go. Especially something we talk about like man out the road now where man say and say something. And it bruise your ego. Well, once upon a time it would have been it's okay, what's up? Okay, that kind of vibe. Like them things, them, you know, really going at them something nowadays because if me go that direction there, when we not go left. Most likely. So it's like we just not go.
I mean, if me and Koffy should have venture upon a scene and say, so what the genesis of this? Why the man tell me say, what I smell like, or I look like, or go cause, yeah, bro, come on, there's something else. No, I eat. Cause me feel deeply about this. Truth be told, the mere fact you feel deeply about it also now mean that you feel truly about the reaction. Mm-hmm. And how deeply it goes is how much easier it translate coming out because
what?
I think you should have finished that sentence.
No, wait, hold on now.
Jeez, brother.
You see true me a bad man?
No.
No, me a bad man.
No.
You more deeply. It feel within.
What you say?
Yeah.
No,
I like the business. I want to see who are gonna step twice until I say that is why.
You just say this.
So why? No. So why?
Me you step here.
So draw the why now then.
Why?
All right. So the more impacted you feel about it.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Will Emmanuel Why? But feel deep within. Yeah.
You shouldn't say that.
No, it shouldn't.
You should never say that.
It shouldn't. As a matter of fact, it's such.
Yeah, I don't think
Is it?
So strong too.
I want to tell you this.
No, but the ego. No, the ego, let me check it now.
I don't know, the ego make it walk with it brave and bold to at first, you know. But then they must say, it is not right.
Yeah.
It should not, it is not supposed to happen. Alright?
Well, it happened, you know. That's why we didn't able to say.
It come to you.
Why?
That's why it come to you.
Yeah, what did
That's why we go, why?
What did they? I'm going to say,
Yeah.
The words from the King Shango.
But if the ego did weak, you know, I'd cut leave it.
Yeah, that walk left it.
Yeah, so now I can say, with a straight face.
I think we should say.
Why?
Why?
And then say the way I feel impacted about it.
Me need not go around you. I think you should always
No, you can't go around me.
And don't be like certain people.
No, don't go around me,
Son.
bad man. Stay there,
closing words. We wrap up this topic here.
Yeah,
Succinctly in our boy. You have any closing words? Succinct.
Okay.
Yes. I think that
Blue cup, red cup.
you should understand that the voices and the forces that interact within you are all there for a purpose. And you should recognize that before you make your decisions on which balance direction to move in. Yeah.
I'd walk very carefully.
Yeah, almost like him counting words.
Because after I end up roll out wide then. I end up roll out wide.
That's not.
No, but you're up now. I think it is fair to say that ego don't bring perfection either. And all have fallen short of the glory. And as such, ego, the greatest ability of ego is not to never make the wrong step. It is to always be able to check it.
Mm-hmm.
So the ability to know you have done wrong and apologize is the ego in check. The ability to not apologize when you know you are right and you stand on your principles. And the ability to go forward knowing, say, you might have to hurt some feelings and leave some people. All in all, the self. We always get back to that light, you know, the light.
I tell you.
The ego must always.
The light is not come for the next one.
Yeah, man. The ego must always shine the light.
Come in for the next one.
You understand?
Hey,
Creep in for the next one.
Much the audience could say all of this.
Goodness.
So I'm telling you.
No, me happy them now see it, you know.
In closing, I just want to say,
I don't want to share this with what selfishly appreciate this. You know what I mean?
In closing, I want us to look at it's like a coin with two sides. And most times people that say coins has three sides actually. But I want to say that, like, your ego is there for a purpose. Right? You should embrace it. You should welcome the thoughts and the decisions that come from your ego. I think we should also be big enough to understand and take accountability for when our ego leads us beyond a reasonable scope or outside of what is socially acceptable sometimes. Take accountability, rest the ego, stand up, and if you hurt somebody, you say, I'm sorry. You know what I mean? I think balance is everything, but there should never be a point where we try to suppress our egos, because once we do that, we become puppets.
Yeah, suppression is not the key.
Suppression can never be the key. So, to you them, we're cool, people will tell us you're egotistical and you're arrogant and you're pompous and pretentious, and these are some of the words that I've heard used to describe me, so I can readily call on them.
Oh gosh.
But the truth is, nobody's limitations, nobody can understand what your limitations are. So they will never be able to understand how great you are capable of being. No make nobody put them limitations for you. Step into your greatness, get the youths. Until next week, we've been unscripted. Big clap.